Thank you. Thank you to everyone who's made time to be with us this evening. Yeah, it's a very, very exciting season and a lot is going on, both up and down, right? And I think the first thing that would be good to do would be to talk about like what's going on in Nigeria right now, right? And then what we're also doing internally. So we've gotten information from people, feedback from people that they're unable to access Quidax app on their mobile phones, maybe be it MTN, Airtel, most of the, like for me, I use Airtel and then it's I'm unable to load it on my phone as well. Now all of that is happening in the background, right? So the Nigerian government are going through a lot of things, right? Between CBN and the rest of them. Now, internally, what we're doing, because at the end of the day, our own commitment to you, our customers, is to make sure you can do your transactions seamlessly and easily, right? To make sure we give you the service that we always promise, right? So we're doing a couple of things internally to make sure it is easy for you to access the Quidax website or app, whichever one you're using. So the first one is on the web. So we would most likely be making a change to the URL that you can access, at least for now, or making a change to the URL that makes it easy for you to access it. Once that's done and completed, I would expect that we should be done with that before the end of today. We'll announce it on Telegram, right? But note that it is very important that we remember that it has to come from an admin. So we'll share it on Telegram, but that's about it, right? Any other, because in this period as well, people will be trying to fish and there's a lot of security risk out there. So we also need to be very, very careful with the website and the links that you click. So there'll be one official communication on the URL that you can access it for. That's for the web, right? And then on the second hand, for the mobile app, that'll take a bit longer, right? Because we basically have to go through App Store, we have to go through Play Store to get that uploaded into your phones, right? But once that's done, you don't have to do anything, you don't have to know anything. But what you will find is you can easily access your Quidax app from your phone without having to go through VPN or anything, right? So the mobile app will take about 3 days, right? So till that time, you'll most likely be able to access from the web, right? We share the URL for the web with everyone on Telegram once we're done, which is why we really advise that everyone should be on the Telegram group so you can get information. And then there's a Telegram channel where you can communicate, and then there's also an announcement channel, right? So we share it on from both channels. So, but like it's very important that everyone is on the Telegram group so that you can easily get all of that information as fast as we are giving it out, right? Okay, cool. So that part is done. I mean, of course, an elephant in the room, but we thought it's important to address that before we continued for the main gist for today. So now we are in, as Afolabi said, we're in a bull season, right? We're at the cusp of a bull market. Some people believe very strongly that we are already in the bull, right? We've had a few months of continuous growth, which kind of characterizes what a bull market should look like. And us at Quidax, we are thinking, and this is really how the conversation is happening internally. At the end of the day, there is usually an opportunity. There are seasons in life, right? So we've gone through bear market, bull 2017, peaked at 2018, and strong bear years, right? 2018, 2019, started to pick back up in 2020, and then 2021 top off, and then we fell off 22, 23, and we're kind of getting back there, right? From the end of 2023, things have been going up to where we are now, right? And so our own thinking is beyond, of course, just trading and transacting. I think most people are also trying to make money, right? Most of our customers are trying to make money, and then they're asking themselves, how do we take advantage of the season. And even if people are not thinking about it, like it is also our duty to remind people that it's a season and then it's here for a time. So you have summer, you have spring, you have winter, right? So we've gone through winter, and then we're going into a period of what we believe is opportunity, right? And it is also important that we also understand the times and then think about how to take advantage of the season that we're in. So I'll be sharing, I hope I can share. Okay, great. I'll be sharing my screen. I have a little very simple slide put together for this chat. Okay. Okay. All right, cool. So preparing for the bull season, preparing for the bull season. Okay. So Tobina is our legal guy, and he has told me to tell you guys that this is not financial advice. All opinions and views are solely my my opinion and doesn't represent the views of Quidax. Crypto investment is risky and you can really, really lose all your money. It's like you can really, really lose all your money playing the crypto game. But yeah, that's important to say. And there is a risk as well, that not a lot of people talk about. There's a risk that something happens and the bull market doesn't roll by. It's a risk. Now, what that will mean is that most of the positions and um plays that you made pre-bull will most likely go to shit, right? That's a risk. It's there. We don't see it as a very big risk, but it's a risk. It can happen. There is a chance of it happening, right? So yes. That being said, a lot of it when it comes to taking advantage of the season about your mindset, right? I believe very strongly is about your mindset. Are you a bull or bear or you just don't care, right? So, which means, are you trying to make money of it, or do you think that's a bull? You believe that the market is going up. Are you a bear? Do you think that crypto is a scam? Do you think Bitcoin is a scam and you think everything is going to go down? Or you really like what are these people saying, right? So this particular conversation is for the bulls, right? So the first thing to do is find out, and the way I would advise, right? There is a lot of information out there. Now, you need to be able to commit yourself to find out what's good, find out what's bad, right? Knowing how to do research. And if you go to YouTube, there are tons and tons and tons of videos on how to do research, right? How to find your next 10x plays, how to find your next 100x plays, because kind of everyone is really expecting the bull and everyone is excited, right? Prices are kind of reacting in the right way. Yeah, if you look at fear greed index now, which basically measures market sentiment, it's probably somewhere around in mid 70s, right? 72 to 74. So there's a lot of information out there, both on Twitter, crypto Twitter, on YouTube, right? So it's finding out how to do research into different projects that you want to get into, finding out what to look out for, finding out what mistakes to avoid in this season, right? So commit yourself to finding out. I think that's the first and most important thing. And then when you finish finding out, you want to go from the place of theoretical knowledge, right, to actual execution. That's getting stuff done. So you don't stay in the place of wishing and gathering information. You don't want to get into information paralysis, right? You want to be able to find out information, frame it for yourself, right? So customize it for yourself and then also now execute, get things done. Then the third one, this now goes into the actual strategy me I use. This is for me. Now, small fish play with small carps, right? Now, personally, I believe that some of the largest upsides, because Bitcoin is over $1 trillion, right? Or at least before this recent DP was, the chances that it can go to 2 trillion, it can. In fact, I believe that it can go to 2 trillion. But do you know what 2 trillion is? An extra 1 trillion is 1,001 billions. It is a lot, right? However, the chance that a 4 million market cap token, so that's the market capitalization, right? The chances that a 4 million market cap token will go to 20 million, which is 5x. Now, for Bitcoin to do the same 5x, Bitcoin has to go from 1 trillion to 5 trillion, which is a very huge leap, right? So basically, because I'm small, if I were BlackRock, those guys that are sitting on trillions of dollars in assets, they're not looking for too much risk. In fact, 100% is too much for them, right? For me, I'm looking for 5x, I'm looking for 10x, I'm looking for 20x. In fact, if I see 100, I will take, right? But your chances of getting that, there are a few projects, solid large cap projects. When I'm saying large cap, I'm talking about anything from 1 billion and above, right? That can deliver 10x to you. Some can deliver 100, but I do not know them. And I know that, so here I'm working with probabilities. The chance of finding a small project that takes you there to 100x, right, with much less work is much larger, right? But then you also have to be careful because the reverse is true. The fact that Bitcoin is 1 trillion, chances that it will go to zero is lower than chances that something that's 10 million market cap will go to zero. However, the overall idea here is I would play, because I have small capital, right, and I have a bit higher risk appetite. So that's something you need to define as well. Instead of going to look for 100% move in Bitcoin or Ethereum, maybe 200% move in Ethereum, I would go and look for 10x or 5x in a much smaller token, right? And then, so this is contrary to my stock investing advice, right? If I invest in the equity market, because you don't have the the tools to do as much research as the professionals will do, I'll say keep it concentrated in a very few stocks, right? So you don't want to put your eggs in many baskets. However, here, because we are dealing with asymmetric risk reward, which means the reward we're looking for is much higher than the risk. So if you tell me that I should invest in 10 projects, right? And each of the 10 projects have the opportunity to give me 10x. I'm happy to take that bet because all I need is one to return my capital, right? And then I need a second one to not lose my capital to come out on top. Now, the great thing about a bull market is that a lot of people look prettier, right? A lot of projects look prettier than in a bear market, right? So it's easy for everybody to go up until the music stops. So that's the same idea. Look for uneven risk to reward ratio, right? So you want to reduce your risk, but even in the risk, you want to look for much higher upside, which makes it make sense for you to play many hands, right? Now this one is the advice that people who have experienced different bears will tell you. This time is not different, and we'll hear it in this cycle. This time is different. Oh, there's institutional money behind. There is BlackRock. There's all of these guys who are coming into the market, right? So this time is different. ladies and gentlemen, let me announce to you that this time is not different. When the music stops, there shall be a bear, right? And things will start to go because prices can't go up forever. It cannot happen, right? There will come a certain time when things would taper off, things will start to cool down. Yeah. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that you're able to take some money off the table, but not too early, right? So you won't see, it really depends on what you're going for. Maybe some people here have $100 million in asset size that they want to invest in crypto. Once you have that, maybe you're looking for an extra 50%, you're looking for 20%, it's fine, right? Walking around money. It's okay. So then it really depends on your goals, right? But for me, I might not see because my capital is very tiny. So I might not see 3x and run, right? So you don't want to exit too early. Yeah. But there comes a certain time when you need to check yourself and okay, this goal is good enough. I can pull something off the table, right? Not just capital and profits. Pull it off the table, move it into real world assets that even if crypto is going all over the place, is going down, whatever happens, that one is not going to go that down, right? Even stocks in this case is significantly safer. A 10% move in stock markets is a big move. In crypto, that's normal everyday thing, right? So you want to be able to, at some point, then sort of like playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You know, when they were playing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire back in those days, you have a guarantee level. I think you have 2 guarantee levels. So you want to get to a point, you've seen something, you take something off the table at that guarantee level, right? And then you keep going in the market, you reach a second guarantee level, take something off the table so that at the end of the day, you say, okay, you know what, at least I have this that I can point to, right? I think that is super important. And then at the end of the day, determine and define your exit. You know, if you see, like there are a lot of opinions on Twitter as to when the bull is going to end, right? You have your own thesis. After you do your research, have your own thesis. Okay, this is when I want to be out of the market. And that time, it is good to just come out and run because you'll be tempted to go back in, and that's when people used to collect. So this time is not different. Take cash off the table, but not too early. And then all good things come to an endish. It's a cycle, right? There is spring, there is summer, opportunity, and there is winter. 6,000 years for recorded history without fail. So the cycle is going to repeat itself, right? When is what nobody really knows for sure, right? But the cycle guaranteed is going to repeat itself. So no matter what people tell you, remember, don't get faked out. It is a cycle that will eventually come to an end, and then you want to be properly positioned when things turn, right? Don't get faked out by, people who say, it's never going to happen. BlackRock is not selling. They don't know. They're not in BlackRock's pockets. It's not, most of them, it's not BlackRock that really owns the Bitcoin, right? So different companies have their own different agenda. Some of those people, if they see 100%, it's fantastic for them. They're not like us. Do you understand? These people are investing $1 billion in this thing, right? So 2 billion is an insane amount of money. So yes, so you also want to think about the end, right? What does your end game look like? Where do you want to be? And then how does that exit look like? Don't get too greedy, and plan for the end. And with that, it ends my brief thoughts on how to position for this season. I wish everyone a great and fantastic season, right? And rest assured that on our end, we're going to be providing opportunities as Quidax for everyone to take part of the season in a way that's exciting and fun, and profitable. Most important, profitable for everyone. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, Buchi.
Thank you, Buchi.
I think we
Thank you
can take
so much.
questions at the end.
Yes, sure. Yeah. Guys, if you have your questions, just drop them in the chat and I'll be sure to read them out. Buchi, thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
That's insightful. While everyone is waiting to drop a question, I have one. Quickly, right? based on the fact that we're already in the bull run, what do you think this potential bull run that we're in, what long-term impact do you think it will have on crypto adoption and acceptance overall in our country?
Okay, that's an interesting question. Now, what the ETF has done is it has made very big players interested in crypto, and he has given them skin in the game, right? Shibeze, this your picture is very, very amazing. It's giving them skin in the game. So what that means is that they have a lot more interest, and they have something to protect. So they would not really allow slash like bad news to just come and send everything crashing, right? So we also ETF did sort of, in my opinion, and I might be wrong, it gave crypto a pseudo legalization, right? It also now made it possible for a lot more people who haven't been interested in crypto to get interested in crypto and actually partake. So what we'll see is, of course, a lot more institutions, but beyond institutions, we'll probably see a lot more countries, and then we'll now see different applications of not just Bitcoin, right? Because the entire market capitalization will go up. So you would have different projects that are built on the blockchain that have crypto applications. They're now able to test things out. They would most likely now have regulation changes across jurisdictions because the US now seems to be looking at it more favorably, and everyone really copies Uncle Sam, right? So that's what I think. I think we will have better regulation going forward, and a lot more application because a lot more money is now flowing into this space.
Thanks for that. I already asked when is the next bull run? And Boniface also asked, how long will this bull run how long is this bull run going to last? So I won't get caught up in the next bear. Your answer to that.
When is next bull run? I can't tell you for sure, right? But what we have seen in the past is about every 4 years, which is coinciding with the Bitcoin happening. And what really happens is there's the Bitcoin happening, yes, which is an event that reduces supply, yeah. But there is almost always another event that increases demand at the same time. So last year was COVID and people were printing money. That money had to go somewhere to look for yield. They dashed out money in the US, right? A lot of that money went into crypto, right? Now, in this cycle, we have the bull run, the halving coming in 60 something days, right? But you also now have the demand event, which is the spot Bitcoin approval, right? So that literally increases the amount of Bitcoin being demanded for, being bought by people. So give or take, we've seen 4-year cycles, so we can expect something else in 4 years. We don't know what the demand catalyst will be, but of course, we can guarantee by code the supply catalyst, which is the happening event in 4 years, right? However, I have an opinion that there will be no other run like this one, right? Because a lot of volatility, the volatility of crypto will reduce over time. So I think this is one of the last times we'll see runs like this. We'll see high prices like this, right? So yeah, that's my thoughts. And then when will the bull run end? I have no thoughts on that. I have no thoughts on that.
Okay, I'll just take two more questions so that Afolabi can then take us through the exciting journey of what he wants to share with us. So someone said, Chiamaka said, based on your technical analysis, do you think the dollar rates will come down? And what are the potential coins that that you have in your portfolio for the next bull run?
See that again.
She said, based on technical analysis, do you think the dollar rate to naira will come down? And what are potential coins that we have in our portfolio for the next bull run?
Okay. So I don't think before technical analysis, right? there is fundamental analysis, and fundamental analysis literally is what is the underlying situation of anything, of any asset that you're analyzing, right? So be it currency, be it stock price, which is really a company, right? What is really going on? The fundamentals would be better for Nigeria, for Naira to USD. I think it will be much better. What I'm praying for and hoping for is that the CBN and the monetary authorities, they have a lot more up their sleeves in terms of fundamental. Fundamental can't be blocking crypto websites and all of that stuff. That's not fundamental. That's Shalai Chinasta. That's playing games, arresting BDC operators and stuff. That's really playing games. But my hope is that they have like a lot more in terms of how to increase the supply of FX, right? Because when you increase the supply of FX in a country where the demand is huge, we import everything in Nigeria, right? So demand is very huge. It helps to control the price, right? So long story short, I have no view based on technical analysis, but on fundamental, I really hope that we can do a lot better. Second question is, what coins am I holding for the bull run? There's a way that that question was posed that that makes it a bit fairer to answer. Normally, I won't answer the question. Okay, let me tell you some of the tokens that I have. I believe in cake. I'm holding cake, right? Pancake swap. I believe in meme. So I'm a big fan of meme coins. So I believe in meme. I'm holding meme. I got into a new project, Cobra. It's a meme coin as well. Trump coin, that's another meme coin, because I believe that Trump is going to be one of the biggest events of 2024. And the guy is literally walking meme. So the project can do well. Some other ones, virtual, of course, Quidax, forever. Virtual protocol, QDX, Reach. So those are some of them, right? Again, NFA, I might be. So there's one that I bought. I bought GAU, Gamers Arena. I've lost right now. My money is down 50%. So I make bad calls. So
All right. Thanks.
yeah. So yeah.
Thank you so much, Buchi. I think we don't have so much time because we need Afolabi to also share with us some interesting nuggets. Well, guys,
Yeah.
thank you for your questions. Thank you, Buchi. We hope we will be
Thank
able
you,
to drag
Bobby.
you to another AMA again soon.
Of course. Always
All
happy
right.
to share.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Buchi. Afolabi, how's it going? Are you ready for us?
Yeah, good afternoon once again. I'm ready at the
Good
project.
afternoon.
Yeah.
Fantastic. All right, let's get cracking.
Thanks, Buchi, for that. That was a wonderful session there. Yeah. I wouldn't want to waste much of our time on the topic I'm actually supposed to talk about, right? So it's basically a very broad section of crypto, as we all know, which is basically known as airdrop farming, right? Crypto as a whole, I think everybody here knows that there are actually different ways to make money in crypto. One is the one Buchi already talked about, which is basically buying and holding of different coins, which is mostly what a lot of people do, right, in crypto, especially when you're just starting out. Apart from the core guys that actually work for different projects in crypto, be it developers, be it social managers, and all those things. So another section of crypto that is actually so big, literally, if you see anybody that is just joining crypto space or they want to learn what crypto is all about, how people are making money, I'm hearing this, someone made that, is revolving around airdrops, right? So we now have a lot of projects in this space making use of this airdrop farming to actually build their product, right? So you hear things like community engagement, building a large community around your project for you to be successful in the long run, right? So basically, so airdrop farming basically is just a project incentivizing their users, right? For 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 making use of their projects, for making use of their protocols, right? So you are building a product, you want users on your platform, you want people to make use of it, right? So in return, you incentivize them to use it maybe when you launch your token, so you assign a percentage of your token allocation to your community users, right? So, and a lot of projects have been doing it. A lot of massive projects have done massive airdrops over the years. The likes of Uniswap. Uniswap happened to be one of the biggest airdrops, one of the biggest early airdrops, right? Before the likes of Arbitrum, Optimism joined, right? So airdrop farming is actually so rewarding. It's another thing you can consider if you are into crypto, right? In the sense that is actually the only aspect of crypto where you can literally start with zero and build up your capital in the crypto space. So what I mean by starting with zero is in airdrop farming, right? You have projects that are you have two stages of projects when they're on the test net, so they are still building out the projects. They need a lot of testers, users that can test the project out for them before they move on to the mainnet. Mainnet is when the project is fully tested and they are confident that they can launch it out there and there are no issues with it, right? So for the test net phase, you don't actually need any money, any real money to interact with the protocol, to make use of the project, to make use of the platform, basically. So what you do basically is just they have what you call quests. So projects come around, they come up with something like quests. It could be social quests, it could be actually be technical quests as well. So basically, what you are going to be doing is you will be testing the products for them that they are building, but you are not going to be making use of real money. So they have fake. Let me just paraphrase and call it fake money that you can make use of, and you can do these for weeks, sometimes for months, right? And at the end of the day, when the testnet is over, so they take records of people that have helped them during the testnet phase and all. So when the project eventually launches, so they sort of like, okay, give them a portion of their allocation of their tokens as rewards to those that help them in the testnet phase, right? So to be honest, right, like to be honest, nothing comes free, nothing great comes free, right? So airdrop farming is a lot of work, but it's highly rewarding, right? Highly rewarding in the sense that you don't have to risk your own capital. Even at all, when you are risking your capital, you have this certainty that your money is still there, apart from maybe $1 or $2 here and there that you pay for interacting with different protocols, right? So there are basically two sections of airdrop farming. So you have the test nets, incentivized test nets, then you have the main net, retroactive airdrop. So with test nets, you can interact with different platforms without spending any dime of your own money. And when the project eventually launches, they reward you for that effort, depending on how well you are able to interact with the protocol. Now, for the retroactive means the project has already launched, but they don't have tokens yet. They've not issued their tokens to the public for purchase. So early users, so these projects find ways to incentivize users just to grow their user base of the products that they have. So the more you interact with this platform, right? They have, because your transactions are recorded on the blockchain. So they have records of every user making use of their own products. So the moment they launch their token, right? So they give a certain percentage of the tokens to their users as rewards. So they call it community incentives, right? So if if you have the time, right? If you have the time and you have just small resources that you can set aside, one part of crypto is to be buying coins and holding it, right? Another part is to actually get engaged in airdrop farming. So the reason why airdrop farming is actually gaining momentum now is, like Buchi mentioned earlier, I believe we are in the bull run already, and we have tons of projects that do not have their tokens out there yet. These projects, we try as much as possible to make sure that they launch before the bull run ends. Let me put ends in the quotes, because we actually don't, nobody knows when the bull run will, because bull run ends when bear market starts, not a day before, not a day after, right? So we have tons of projects out there that they are tokenless. So one way, not definitely not all of them we do airdrop, right? So one way to get started in airdrop farming of cryptocurrency is to actually find the community, right? So find a community. We have a lot of communities, especially on Telegrams, on Discord. That's basically what they do. So they give to the community members maybe on daily basis. Some even have meetings, they have calls on weekly basis. So they share projects that have either announced that there's going to be airdrop for the community, for their early users, for their testnet users, right? Or there are projects that they don't publicly come out to announce that there's going to be any form of airdrops or any form of incentives, whether you are using their protocol or you are not using their protocol. But for some reasons, you have projects that are operating in the same space, right, that have done so in the past. So new projects that are launching in that same sector tends to also follow the precedents, right? So we have project A, project B, operating in, for example, in the layer 2 scaling solution, right? So this particular project, they rewarded their early users for making use of the platform and helping the project to grow into what it is now. So you have new projects that now wants to compete in that same space. So they tend to also do the same thing. So that's why people tend to now start positioning themselves. So you position yourself in that new project, which is tokenless, by interacting with their protocol. So if they're on the testnet phase, you start doing their testnet, you start making use of the platform with fake money, basically, right? Then if they move to the mainnet phase, then you now start making use of real money, right? So that's basically what the airdrop farming is all about. And few pieces of advice I would just give is airdrop farming is rewarding. I will not lie to you, but it takes effort, right? So you have to put in the work. If you put in the work, you will earn the rewards. So there are people that they've done a lot of retroactive airdrops, and all it costs them in gas fee is probably maybe just $50 or $100. And in turn, some got as much as $20,000, $30,000 worth of tokens when the project eventually launched. So there's a lot of potential there, but you have to like put in the work. If you have the time for it, even if you don't have the time for it, there are ways you can still position yourself on these protocols that you don't need to be interacting with the protocols on daily basis or even weekly basis. So those are the kind of things that you get to learn, especially when you belong to this community. The best way to go into airdrop farming is to actually find a community where all they do, we have a lot of them, especially on Telegram groups. All they do is just airdrop farming. And they try as much as possible to onboard new users that are just coming into the crypto space. Because the advantage of airdrop farming is there are a lot of people that actually don't know how to use DeFi, which is decentralized finance. So most people are comfortable just going to exchanges like Quidax, right? I want to buy this coin, so let me buy this coin. So most people don't even know how to make use of Web3 wallets. That, oh, this coin, this particular project is not listed on Quidax. How do I make use of it? So when you get started with some of these things, you get to learn a whole lot more about the crypto space. So in the long run, you are not losing out. So even if a project doesn't incentivize you to make use of them, you still get to learn other aspects of cryptocurrency. The crypto space, as you know it goes way beyond just buying and selling on exchanges. There are a whole lot of things. on the crypto space. There are people that they just community. There are projects that they just reward community participation. Like if you just belong to the community, maybe their Discord group and all those kind of things. So they try to incentivize them, right? So it's actually a very nice space to be in if you have the time, create the time for it, join groups, then they talk about projects that can actually reward you and all. And everything they are doing on the group, you just follow them and do it. Right. It's a very big opportunity in the crypto space. I think I've passed my time. If there's any question, I think we can just maybe drop it in the chat box or also route them through Adepoju, right? Thank you very
Yes,
much.
sir. Afolabi, thank you very much for this. Thank you for those insights. Guys, you've heard it. Follow John our Telegram group. There's a lot of conversations around these things that we'll be sharing in the coming days. I'm going to take just a couple of questions. There was a question I missed in the last presentation that Buchi did. I'm quickly going to go back to and touch on, let Buchi give us answers to that question and then take us, give us some exciting updates. So Buchi, please let me know if you're here. There was a question that popped up that I missed. Apologies, someone in Phoenix notes. The question is, what is the newest development? Buchi, are you here? Can you still hear me? Hello, Buchi. Okay, while we're waiting for Buchi, Afolabi, there was a question here that says, okay, this is not for you. Boniface, you asked if there are any plans for bringing airdrop farming into Quidax, and why does Quidax stop doing airdrop on Quidax token stake? Well, we'll give you some updates on that very soon. We're working on some interesting things to do. But first and foremost, make sure you join our Telegram group. Yeah, Buchi. So there was a question I missed last time out, Buchi, and I'd like for you to touch on that. Then we can share some exciting updates with us. Someone said, what is the newest development concerning the Quidax application, especially the P2P? Want to quickly take that for us?
All right, cool. So developments concerning the Quidax application, especially the P2P. Okay, so there are developments, there is new development, and then there is P2P, right? So P2P is Quidax. Quidax is still very much working. I don't know if there is a particular concern in Phoenix Note 10 that you have about the P2P. But again, in terms of general updates, maybe I'll just drop that here for people who might have come in a bit later. There's a lot going on in the crypto space now. People are unable to access different crypto websites, including Quidax for some people. In some areas, it's been activated, in some it hasn't. But on our end, we're working on different solutions to make sure that you can access Quidax seamlessly with or without VPN, right? So on the web app, right, which is where quite a few people access Quidax from, we would share a domain that can allow you access Quidax very seamlessly. Please watch out for that. That's why it's very important for everyone to be on the Telegram group, right? Because a lot of the information will come to Telegram first, and then you also have like access to real life updates. Like I'm on the group, a lot of people on the group. If you have any questions, and then the second part is the mobile app. The mobile app will do updates to the mobile app that allows you access it without a VPN, right? Now, but the thing is, the web app will come live. The web updates will come live today, and then we'll share communication. That's before 12 midnight today. We'll share communication with everyone. But the mobile app will come in 3 days, right? 3 days max, right? So we're saying Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So by Monday, we should have it because we have to do submissions to Play Store and App Store to make those updates. Now, please don't quote me because we need to confirm that the timeline is 3 working days because they have to approve it on their end. So if it's 3 working days, then it might be shifted a bit. That means a lot of people are accessing through VPN. Now that might be the option up until then, right? So yes, that's on all of the stuff going on in this space, right? Any more? So just 2 questions concerning coin listing and airdrop farming. So we have the QDX fault. Of course, all of that died down after the run of last year. But we're doing a lot of things to bring that back up and, do farming through QDX Vault, right? So if you have QDX stakes in QDX Vault, there are a lot of exciting things that are coming for both the people who have staked in the past and then even new stakers as well, right? But all of the people who have staked in the past and still have token stake will reward them very heavily. And then you guys as well, there'll be a lot of exciting freebies coming through the QDX Vault, right? Any more updates on coin listing on Quidax? Now, this is interesting, and especially for this season, yeah. Something that we have always done is we've kind of tried to stick to top 30 tokens, all of that. But to be honest, we've discovered that, especially in terms of profit making, that's not where the profit lies for you, right? For people who are not who have, like people like me, who have much less capital to play with. And so one of the things that we'll be doing is we'll be bringing a lot more new projects to you. We'll be listing a lot more new tokens. So actually right now, before the end of this year, we would have at least 300 tokens on Quidax, right? Which is almost going to 10x. We'll definitely 10x the total number of tokens we have available today. And we'll be bringing different exciting projects. We'll bring in solid projects we believe are good, like the research and the listing team. They've been working very hard to outline a lot of projects that will come onto Quidax, both meme coins, both AI projects, gaming projects. We're talking with a lot of interesting projects as well. But the goal for that is to be able to give our customers an opportunity to be a part of the season we're in, and then to enjoy profits that we believe that a lot of these projects can bring. But again, remember, it can also bring losses. So important. Where there's loss, the other side is profit. Where there's profit, the other side of the coin is loss. But what we can guarantee you is that to the best of our ability, we'll be introducing a lot of those projects to you, and then straight from your Naira, straight from your USDT, USDC, any token you can swap into those tokens, right? So watch out, like before the end of this month, today is what, 23rd. I would say that before the end of this month, we should have at least 3 new tokens listed, right? Or going forward, we should have at least 10 new tokens every month listed on Quidax, right? So thank you for that question, Francis. What do you?
Thank you, Buchi. Yes,
Yeah,
thank you,
thank
Buchi.
you.
Guys, unfortunately, we've run out of time. We'll be wrapping up pretty soon. So I've also dropped the link to the Telegram, to our Telegram channel on the chat. Guys, please check it out. We do share a lot of exciting updates there. We have conversations like what Buchi just shared and what Afolabi has shared with us earlier. Discuss things such as new coins that we are listing, new updates regarding our app and regarding the industry that we're in generally. It's a fun space to be. You should join our Telegram if you haven't. Thank you so much, Buchi, for this exciting and insightful session. Afolabi, thank you for sharing everything about airdrop farming. You just made a new convert out of me as well. Thank you guys for coming on board. It's been an amazing session. We'll see you on the flip side. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care and have a wonderful day. Thanks, Buchi. Thanks, Afolabi, once again.
Thank
All right,
you.
guys. Bye.